Vintage Rustic Elegance. Country farmhouse decor ideas with upcycled furniture. If you love the charm of rustic design mixed with vintage elegance, you're in the right place. In this video, I'll guide you through easy, budget-friendly ways to bring that timeless farmhouse feel into your home. From choosing colors to flipping old furniture, we're covering everything you need to know. You don't need to be a professional designer or a carpenter. Just follow along step by step, and soon you'll have a space that looks like it came straight from a rustic home magazine. Grab your coffee, your paintbrush, and let's get started. Vintage Rustic Elegance. Create the look yourself. Creating vintage rustic elegance begins by blending raw textures with refined vintage touches. Start with wood, linen, and neutral palettes as your foundation. Then, incorporate time-worn elements like chipped paint or patinaed metals to give your space authentic charm. Mix old and new. A distressed table beside a crisp white slip-covered chair makes the contrast sing. Use vintage finds, mirrors, frames, and signs to tie it together. Keep it intentional and avoid clutter to maintain the elegance in the rustic. Choose 3 vintage items that have a story or emotional tie. They'll anchor your space with personal charm. Start with a cozy neutral color palette. Begin your farmhouse transformation with warm neutrals as your base. Choose shades like creamy white, ivory, grage, or soft taupe to ground your space. These colors create a calming backdrop and highlight rustic textures beautifully. Paint walls in matte finishes for a softer effect. Layer tones using rugs, throws, and pillows in similar neutrals to add warmth without overpowering the room. Keep bold colors minimal to preserve the rustic elegance. Use swatch cards in daylight to test your chosen neutrals. They shift subtly with the light. Add muted tones for a soft, aged effect. Once your neutral base is set, introduce muted accent colors like sage green, dusty rose, or powder blue. These faded tones echo antique charm and blend seamlessly with rustic textures. Use these tones on upholstery, wall art, or painted decor pieces. The trick is subtlety. Think worn-out pastels rather than bright modern colors. This palette feels lived in and timeless. Mix no more than 2 muted colors per room to maintain balance. Find solid wood furniture to upcycle. Look for quality pieces made of real wood. Avoid particle board or laminate. Old dressers, dining tables, and cabinets are perfect candidates for a rustic makeover. Check stability, joints, and surfaces. Even if it's scratched or dented, that adds character. The key is a strong structure. You can always change the surface look. Open drawers and check underside markings. Some old brands are collectible. Thrift stores and yard sales equals treasure hunting grounds. Spend a weekend visiting local thrift shops, flea markets, or yard sales. These places are gold mines for vintage pieces waiting for a second life. Bring cash and measurements with you. Look beyond color, focus on shape and materials. Don't be afraid of ugly finishes, they'll be transformed. Go early in the morning for the best finds and always bargain respectfully. Clean and prep furniture before painting. Wipe down all surfaces using a degreasing cleaner or vinegar water mix. Sand lightly to remove gloss or grime. This ensures your paint adheres properly. Fill cracks with wood filler and smooth with fine grit sandpaper. Wipe again before priming or painting. Skipping prep leads to peeling or uneven finishes. Use a tack cloth before painting to pick up fine dust. Use chalk paint or milk paint for a matte finish. Apply chalk paint with a natural bristle brush for a textured, hand-painted feel. Work in small sections and go with the wood grain. Milk paint gives a cracked, antique finish perfect for age-worn effects. Use a bonding agent if painting on smooth surfaces. Both paint types dry fast, so keep your strokes even. Mix chalk paint with water for a thinner wash and subtle texture. Distress edges to reveal natural texture. After painting, sand edges and corners lightly to mimic natural wear. Use fine to medium grit paper and work slowly for control. Focus on handles, legs, and edges where use naturally causes wear. Avoid overdistressing. Less is more when aiming for elegance. Wrap sandpaper around a small block for cleaner lines. Seal with wax for a vintage look that lasts. Once dry and distressed, seal your piece with clear or dark furniture wax. Apply in thin layers using a soft cloth or wax brush. Buff the wax after 15 minutes for a smooth, low-sheen finish. Dark wax adds aged depth, especially in grooves and corners. Use clear wax first, then dark wax for easier control of color depth. Swap out hardware for farmhouse flair. Replace modern handles with rustic options like cup pulls, iron knobs, or vintage-style latches. This small change makes a big impact. Stick to finishes like rubbed bronze, matte black, or weathered brass. You can find great options at antique stores or online retailers. Mix and match drawer pulls and knobs for a curated look. Black iron and antique brass work best. Choose black iron for bold contrast or antique brass for a warmer, vintage glow. These finishes pair well with wood tones and soft fabrics. Use them on curtain rods, door handles, hooks, and lighting. Consistent hardware finishes create cohesion throughout the space. Avoid mixing shiny metals, stick with aged or matte finishes for an authentic look. Add barn doors or rustic tracks for instant charm. Install a sliding barn door to save space and add instant character. Use reclaimed wood or paint new planks for a weathered look. Pair with black metal hardware for contrast. Barn doors aren't just for closets, they work beautifully in kitchens, bathrooms, and pantries. Add soft close tracks for smoother function and a more polished result. Layer with linen, burlap, and soft cotton textiles. Use natural fibers like linen, burlap, and cotton for warmth and texture. These materials soften hard surfaces and add that farmhouse coziness. Drape cotton throws over chairs, use burlap table runners, and hang linen curtains for flow. Keep the colors in your muted or neutral palette. Pre-wash linens for a naturally rumpled, relaxed look. Use grain sack patterns and neutral ruffles. Grain sack stripes on pillows, runners, or upholstery for a classic farmhouse detail. These designs echo old feed sacks and instantly feel vintage. Mix in neutral ruffles on bed skirts, slipcovers, or curtains for a soft, romantic touch. Keep the fabric palette simple to let the texture and pattern shine. Use vintage flower sacks for authentic grain sack projects. Decorate with antique accessories. Add soul to your space with antique finds like clocks, typewriters, or oil lamps. These accessories bring age and charm that can't be replicated by modern decor. Display items on open shelving, mantels, or sideboards. Group by theme, kitchen scales in the kitchen, vintage books in the living room for harmony. Mix authentic antiques with quality reproductions to stretch your budget. Think galvanized metal, enamelware, and wire baskets. Farmhouse charm comes alive with industrial touches like galvanized tubs, enamel pitchers, and wire baskets. Use them as storage, planters, or decorative vessels. Stick to muted finishes, nothing too shiny. A metal bin with peeling paint or rust adds story and texture that new pieces lack. Line wire baskets with linen for both softness and practical use. Use odd numbers when styling decor clusters. When arranging vignettes on shelves, trays, or tables, use groupings of 3 or 5. Odd numbers feel more natural and are pleasing to the eye. Vary heights and shapes within each group. For example, pair a candle, a vase, and a vintage book for instant charm. Anchor your grouping with a tray or cutting board to define the space. Display dried lavender, eucalyptus, and wildflowers. Use dried botanicals in jars, pitchers, or hung from hooks. Lavender adds color and scent, eucalyptus brings movement, and wildflowers lend whimsy. Stick with soft, natural colors, no artificial dyes. Dried arrangements work well on kitchen shelves, bedside tables, or bathroom counters. Hang bunches upside down to dry, then spray lightly with hairspray to hold shape. Raw woods and handmade ceramics. Balance soft fabrics and paint with unfinished wood. Think reclaimed beams, wooden stools, or rod shelves. Their texture warms up neutral spaces. Add hand-thrown pottery for an artisanal touch. Mugs, bowls, or vases in soft glazes blend beautifully with rustic surroundings. Mix smooth ceramics with raw wood trays for visual and tactile contrast. Repurpose an old drawer into a side table. Take an unused drawer and give it a second life as a farmhouse side table. Sand the surface, add legs or a crate base, and seal with wax. You can add a small shelf inside or line it with patterned paper for flair. Use a vintage knob for a charming finishing touch. For extra stability, attach metal L brackets to reinforce the legs. Simple DIY, add legs, paint, and a vintage knob. Choose spindle legs or hairpin legs for your drawer project. Paint the drawer in a muted tone and distress lightly. Screw in your legs and attach a decorative knob. For a cohesive look, match the knob to your existing hardware style. The end result? A custom side table that costs little but feels special. Add a coat of matte polyurethane for durability without losing the rustic look. Group items by texture, not just color. Instead of color alone, group decor using shared textures. Rough woods, soft linens, and matte ceramics all bring richness to neutral palettes. This layering creates visual interest and prevents monotony. Think smooth stone next to aged wood or burlap beside glass. Texture contrasts are especially effective when styling shelves and tabletops. the look balanced, not overdone. Don't crowd every corner with vintage pieces. Leave space for each item to shine. Balance busy areas with simple, clean spots. Use negative space intentionally. An empty shelf or bare wall can enhance what's nearby. Let your statement pieces breathe. Step back regularly while styling to spot areas that feel too full. Embrace imperfections. That's the beauty. Celebrate dents, scratches, knots, and patina. These imperfections tell a story and add authenticity to your farmhouse aesthetic. Avoid sanding or covering every flaw. Sometimes, leaving things as found makes them even more special. If something has a great story behind it, display it with pride, even if it's chipped. You just created rustic elegance with soul. By combining old with new, raw with soft, and color with texture, you've brought rustic elegance to life. Your home now feels warm, lived in, and deeply personal. Let your space evolve slowly, collect pieces you love, and display them with intention. This is farmhouse style at its best: soulful, practical, and beautiful. Take photos of each new piece in your space. It helps refine your eye and track your evolving style. Thank you for watching Elle's Decor Studio, where luxury lives in the details. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more high-end inspiration every week. Until we meet again, elevate every corner and live with elegance.